Okay, so we see so many women in our age group, 50s and older, and we were talking the other day about so many, say, common issues and things that we see these women do that we know if they stop doing it, they would feel better, they would age more gracefully, and just be happier. So we wanted to put a video together of the 7 things that most women over 50 need to stop doing right now.
Yes.
All right, so let's get to it. But first, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified of future videos.
So let's dive into the first thing on our list for we want women to stop doing, which is taking too much calcium. So many times women will be on 1,200 milligrams of calcium in their supplements.
Or more.
Or more. Yeah, sometimes more. And what's important to note is that at the most, the research is showing, and there's even a lot of controversy about this in terms of actual calcium, but you never want to go above 1,200 milligrams a day, including your food sources. So if you're having yogurt and you're having plant-based milk that's fortified or regular cow's milk and cheese, and even there's, obviously non-dairy food sources of calcium, and you're taking calcium supplements, you could be putting yourself at risk. There's studies out about heart disease risks, arterial calcification with taking too much calcium. So we encourage women to get most of their calcium from food sources, and then you can supplement a little bit with, like a supplemental calcium. Mm-hmm. But again, it's also calcium, and we have some blog posts on this we'll share in the description below, that vitamin D is so important. There's so many other bone building minerals that are critical for bone health: magnesium, vitamin K, potassium. So you don't want to just think calcium is the answer to the bone health.
Right.
And so be sure to check out that article below and learn a little bit more about that. You can also not absorb more than 500 milligrams of calcium in one sitting. So many women are overdoing it. So you just really, really want to be careful about this.
All right, so let's move on. The next one would be staying up too late. Raise your hand if you're guilty. Let us know in the comments below. I was guilty of this in the past, and I can say I'm going to bed earlier, and it makes a difference. Sleep is so important, and so many women we see are not getting enough sleep. Sometimes they have sleeping issues, which is a different problem, but if you're going to be up during the night, at least try to go to sleep earlier so you have more time to get that sleep in. Stop doing just one more thing, or stop binge watching the shows. Turn it off, have a set time, and just stick to it. We promise it'll make a huge difference. Plus, we know there's so much research out there that not sleeping enough causes people to overeat. So it's just really important to change your routine, get to sleep earlier, and get more sleep.
And a health risk just in and of itself.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? And just hormone shifts and just aging in and of itself.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It just makes people age faster. You don't get enough rest and rejuvenation. So.
And also think about how you feel. Are you moody?
Yeah.
If I don't get enough sleep, people don't want to be around me.
No, for sure. Okay, so that was number 2. Number 3 is, no surprise, dieting. That might sound weird coming from nutritionists, but anybody who knows us knows that we are totally anti-diet. And unless you want to be on and off diets for the rest of your life, it's just better right now to just abandon them, get off the treadmill. They're not successful. You want to just look at this as a total look at healthier eating as a lifestyle change and just give up that word dieting. It has to become part of your life. So the other thing is, many women who are on diets, they can be very restrictive, and you could be missing out on a lot of nutrients that your body really needs to age and thrive in our older years. So just give this some thought and think a little more about, what kind of diets you've been following if you've been on and off the roller coaster. As far as food goes, we do have our PM Meal Mastery program, which you may have heard about. It gives you such an easy framework to follow that's geared all towards the nutrients we need as we age, for more mature women. And the lifestyle part, you just have to really figure out how to incorporate it into your life in a way that makes sense, that you don't feel deprived. That's really our superpower. So it's kind of what PM Meal Mastery is geared towards. So it's not like a super strict thing, but gives you just this beautiful framework. So give up the dieting.
And, I just want to add one more thing. When women or people go on and off diets, it messes up their metabolism, and it's only going to make it harder in the long run. So the sooner you give that up, the sooner you'll be better off, right?
Definitely.
All right, let's move on. The next one is thinking you're too old to change your habits, learn new things. It's whatever it is, whatever you think you're too old for, it's just not true. Have you heard of Ernestine Shepherd? She's a bodybuilder. I believe she's in her 80s right now. She's amazing. Google her. She started exercising and getting in shape in her 50s, and now look at her. She's a beautiful woman, incredible shape, and she is definitely a role model for us for sure. So stop thinking you're too old to change your habits, or think as that's an excuse for not doing something.
Yeah, and the other site is called Growing Bolder. So many amazing images of just these incredible people in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s just doing these amazing things. The age is not a factor.
Right.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
Moving on, the next thing we want women to stop doing is to stop eating on the go all the time. Okay, we know this is, again, not an easy thing to accomplish. And of course, it's not going to happen 100% of the time. We get caught doing this ourselves from time to time, for sure. But the last few years, we have made such a big effort to carve out time just to eat. It's not good to multitask while you eat. Why do we need to be doing a million different things while we're working on nourishing our body? What's the big deal about taking 15 or 20 minutes out of your day just to sit and relax and just eat? Taste your food, chew. It's so important for digestion. It's crucial for health and longevity, to absorb all your nutrients. And we need to put the eating on the front burner and just
the eating process.
The eating process, yes, on the front burner, and just prioritize that time. It does feel really weird when you first start doing this. Like, you're so used to looking at your phone or being on the computer, watching TV. So it might feel a little strange at first, but once you start practicing this and just breathe and close your eyes and meditate, and, kind of be a little more meditative when you chew and mindful, it really makes a difference in terms of satisfaction with your meal. And you feel like, wow, I just really ate. I enjoyed that, and knowing you're digesting and absorbing well. So stop rushing through your meal and stop multitasking all the time, and carve out time for yourself to eat.
And we also see so many women with digestive issues.
Yes.
And when you eat fast, it's only going to exacerbate, if not even might be the cause. It might even be the cause of these digestive issues. So when you slow down, you'll be in much better shape. All right. Anything else on that, or should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay. The next one is catering to everyone. Okay. Catering to everyone else and neglecting yourself. This is the time to put me first, right? So maybe over the past couple decades, you've been catering to kids and husband or whatever, spouse, partner. But this is the time to really make sure that you are taking care of yourself so you can age in the way that you want to, healthily and happily. You want to make sure you're getting your nutrients in. One thing that we hear a lot about is people whose significant other does not want to eat the same way they do. And that could be a whole different video.
Yeah.
It probably will be at some point. But, oh, my husband's a meat and potatoes guy. He doesn't like all this vegetables or greens and things like that. Well, that's okay. You can have that. But make sure that you're getting in what you need. And that should be a priority. Yeah, so this is the time to think about what you need to get to be your healthiest, and don't be afraid to ask for it and ask for support, and do what you need. Do that first, so that then you could take care of other people if you want.
Yes,
right?
I love it. So last but not least, the thing we want women over 50 to stop doing is to keep telling themselves they don't have enough time to cook, eat healthy, exercise, whatever it might be. Meditate, right. Yeah. First of all, if you keep telling yourself that, it just reinforces your brain that it's true. So you kind of want to get out of that negative thinking cycle and instead sort of embrace or just expand that I do have time for this and learn how to fit that in. So first of all, just looking at, we have an exercise we do in one of our programs called our not to do list, or we have people blog their days and like, where do they spend their time, and just try to shave time out and think about how much time you spend doing being online or other things that could be better spent doing these other things that you want to prioritize. So the other thing is to look for shortcuts. Who doesn't want shortcuts about healthier eating? Yeah. Quick foods, simple recipes, so that you can fit these things into your day much more seamlessly. Everybody says, oh, I always fall back on my old eating habits because I don't have time to cook. But if you have these very simple, easy recipes or like pantry foods or things in your fridge that you can put together in 5 minutes or less, then it makes it a lot easier. And we do have our PM Meal Mastery program does address that with turbo time savers and quick, easy meals. So we'll put that link in the description below.
Yeah, if you haven't already done so, check out our PM Meal Mastery program. It's for postmenopausal women, and it's really a simple nutrition plan. It's so easy to follow, and we've had some great feedback on that. And we will put a link in the description below.
Yeah.
As always, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when we post a new video so you won't miss out on anything. And then stay tuned for our next video with more information on wellness and weight loss for women over 50.